With Middle Grounders. Hey, welcome back to Middle Grounders. We have Ronald Karren on the line. And Ron, when we left before, we were actually asking you a question about you being threatened with excommunication. Lloyd, will you play that clip from his video?
After 3 threats of excommunication, if I didn't remain silent. When the church's legal A team had me up against the ropes facing jail time,
four, sorry.
I easily flipped the equation when, after 3 threats of excommunication, if I didn't remain silent about the molestation of 2 6-year-olds, I gave them an ultimatum. If they didn't have my records off the church rolls within 2 weeks, I was going public with my evidences.
Okay. Sorry, so we had left off with you answering basically that. Go ahead and continue.
Yeah, it can just be, it can be, I'm getting a massive feedback.
You're getting massive feedback? Hold on.
Yeah.
Lloyd?
Let's try that.
Okay, is that better? Ron,
okay?
Is that better?
Nope, massive feedback.
Okay, just one sec.
Yeah, it can be explained very simply. They were dangling my membership as a weapon against me to shut up, and I was sick and tired of it. And so, again, I went in wired to covertly record the conversation, which is allowable in Utah.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And it was quite it was humorous to see how President Mark Rogers, a doctor who should be mandatory reporting,
right?
He kind of tried to squirm out of it, and so I will be releasing that the transcript that has been transcribed by a court reporter. So I'll be releasing that also. But I was just sick and tired of it, and it was just and as the record shows, they did comply with my request. Within 2 weeks, it was done.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, I mean, lots of people leave the church. In fact, a lot more lately. I mean, a lot of people have been publicly leaving and things like that. For those of us, that are saying, all right, we see that he was taken off the records and things like that. I mean, I guess that that interview with your stake president is going to fill in the gaps for us there then, right? As far as saying, you're being threatened with excommunication, but then you say, I want my name off the records, which sometimes they'll honor that, right?
Yeah.
Will that interview with that stake president be able to fill in the gaps enough for us that are asking questions surrounding that?
Oh yeah, that and of my correspondence was with Bishop Donachie. All of the events leading up to the surprise divorce of that day. Yeah, I'll be clearly detailing that and releasing it. Yeah, I have to.
Okay, excellent, perfect, thanks. And I apologize. I'm not trying to fry you here, but like I say, I just want to make sure that we throw things out because your video created more questions than answers for me, and I understand it's kind of like a teaser to get it out there so people go, hey, oh my gosh, what is this? Yeah. Next question I have for you. You talked about how. Well, actually, Lloyd, play 5.
No, can you hold that question and let's just back up to that video a minute?
Yeah.
I didn't put that out there as a teaser, so. Again, that explanation was in the first release yesterday regarding the video. It's all I could do. I was broke. I was taking on the biggest entity this side of the Mississippi.
Sure.
I didn't have any budget whatsoever.
Yeah.
So we were just shooting from the hip. But it wasn't a teaser. It was just, let's try and get some attention to have a documentary made.
That makes sense. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, so I want to ask number 5. Lloyd, will you play that?
When the church's legal A team had me up against the ropes facing jail time, I easily flipped the equation, winning primary full-time custody of my 3 children within a 24-hour period.
Okay, so the church's legal A team, A, you're in a divorce proceeding, so that's a question.
Right.
B, they have you up against the ropes facing jail time.
Right.
Yeah, I'm lost.
There were 3 contempts of court. Well, there were probably more than that were levied against me. And it was done very carefully by Kathleen McConkey. The first contempt of court came and the reprimand. I don't know if it was a contempt on the first one, but a heavy reprimand from Commissioner Patton because my filing was way out of compliance. But that explanation, did that go out yesterday? I think that went out yesterday.
Okay.
That was with the Rose Blakelock. Good woman, just made a blunder. It got me in trouble. The second one was with attorney Julie Woody. It lost my kids at that point, contempt of court. The third one was a fabrication by McConkey Kathleen McConkey herself.
Hey, tell me about that one.
Tried, it's an explanation. I don't know if we want to get into the detail, but they tried to create a ploy where they released custody of the kids to me. We went and picked up all of their stuff with 2 truckloads at the home, took it to my apartment, and then after the vacation, the Thanksgiving vacation, they came back and said, "Where are the kids?" And I said, "Well, wait, Kathleen McConkey called me and said that they're coming to live with me. That's why we picked it up. That's why you helped load the truck to bring the children's material to the house, to my apartment."
Oh, okay.
So they tried to hold me in contempt of court for not returning the kids at that point. So I just released what McConkey did not realize was I recorded her phone call where she said, "Jean is willing to have the kids come and live with you now."
Oh, okay.
And
that
she did not
a lot.
know that I recorded. I took that to the court, and McConkey's office contacted me within 24 hours and settled for custody of the children.
Okay. And will that be in some of your release as well?
It's all going to be in the release, yeah, especially.
Okay.
As will my filing, where I filed with the Utah State Bar against this suborning perjury by Kathleen McConkey.
Okay.
That's there. The Utah Bar, I'm sure, turned it down.
Okay, perfect. I want to make sure I get this last one in, because like I say, I wasn't trying to go after you on everything, but like I say, I had a lot of quick questions, but this one certainly seems to be more in your favor. Number 8, Lloyd.
Hi, Mr. Mickelson. How are you? Thank you for calling me.
Well, I understand you've been trying.
I have. Did any of that ever happen? So I can just ask that question and get it out of the way.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, I knew you were going to say that.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. So I don't want to burden you with that, having to worry about that. So Ron, because he's part of this, is going to come in for an interview on Monday. And we'll see just how he behaves when he gets here. I'm anticipating an interesting meeting with him. So.
He can also be very vindictive and hateful, so.
Yeah, well, and I expect him to behave that way, so.
All right. So how it ends right there, she says she expects you to behave that way. Have you had any, interaction with this police officer that was having a telephone conversation with Elder Mickelson?
None whatsoever.
Okay. Next question. Usually in sexual abuse cases in Utah, the victims and family members, etc., will go to the Children's Justice Center. Did he go there with, how did that work?
No, he was able to conduct they conducted the interrogation over the phone with him. My daughter and I separately were required to go to I was required to go to the police department. She went to the Children's Justice Center.
Okay.
And when you compare our two videos with his audio, they drilled us. They drilled me. They drilled my daughter, trying to get her to change her story, although it remained the same. With Mickelson, it was, as you can see, and it goes on, it was a laugh fest. Now, I'm going to do I promised either a podcast or another program with a Samuel Utah Knight concerning Mickelson himself. But we'll get into more of the details of what he stated to the police in this interrogation.
Okay,
in this
great.
laugh fest.
Well, listen, I hate to let you go. We're actually out of time. As this progresses, we might want to get a follow-up from you. Would you be open to that?
I'm more than open. The story has got to go forward. It's got to move forward. And he has got to step up to the plate to answer for the charges against my daughter that he made.
Wow. All right. Well, again, thanks, Ron, for being on the show. Thanks for putting up with my questions as far as basically putting you on the spot. And my sincere, my heart goes out to you and your family and your daughter. So anyway, thanks again for being on the show.
Thank you much.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Middle Grounders. We will catch you next